I will start now posing my questions. My first question will obviously go to Mr. Sankaranarayanan, the General Manager of IBBI. Please display his qualifications and brief bio here. So the first question goes like this. Mr. Sankaranarayanan, the Corporate Laws Amendment Bill 2026, which is currently under JPC review, explicitly aims to position IBBI as the central statutory valuation authority to bring uniform regulation and institutional maturity to the profession. However, we are simultaneously witnessing the rollout of Section 514 of the Income Tax Act 2025, which vests parallel independent gatekeeping, registration, and disciplinary power directly within the bureaucratic tax channels. From the regulatory policy-making perspective, how does IBBI view this dual-track reality? If the JPC passes 2026 bill and subsequently the Parliament, what institutional mechanisms or interministerial coordination will be required to ensure that IBBI's apex corporate oversight does not structurally clash with the independent mandates of the Income Tax Act authorities? Sir, over to you.
Thank you, Mahendra ji. It is a long and tough question. I think the question number 1 should have been deleted. Okay, with this lighter note. Anyway, as Mahendra ji was telling, Corporate Law Amendment Bill is already in the Select Committee. And if you see the Income Tax Draft Bill, the Draft Income Tax Bill also, if you have seen, there it was mentioned that valuer registered with a registered valuer organization was supposed to be empaneled. But later on, when the final bill was coming, then there only one mention about the whether you are a member of the registered valuer organization. That is there in the only that application form. So rest of the things have been removed. So what was the why it was removed? So we were just interacting in IBBI. So we came to know that it is, though we have 14 registered valuer organizations, as I was also mentioning in the opening remarks, the functioning of the frontline regulator is not as per expectations. We have similar setup for insolvency professionals where the IPAs are there. There we have made structural reforms, governance structure, we changed it. Capacity building exercises, what they are doing, we made a lot of reforms in that. Similarly, for the valuation profession also, we made certain changes in particular reference to the IBC valuations. I'll also see what the body or what the government requires is a confidence that it will be functioning the way it is expected. As sir was mentioning about Section 514, Section 514 initially thought is a registered valuer organization member can do it. But ultimately when it came to the intricacies, how the functioning of the RVOs are happening, I should say that there are RVOs functioning even with negative net worth. That is the reality. And we cannot appreciate that. And we are going ahead with, first of all, strengthening our RVOs. Then thereafter, we should see, now that registered valuer is also made service provider under the IBC. So any valuations which is being done under the IBC, the RVs are accountable under Section 17 to 20, which I already spoke about in my opening remarks. So similar structure under the Corporate Law Amendment Bill, which is in the Select Committee. I don't want to comment on it because it may be modified. It may, like the way I was talking about the Section 514, which Mahendra ji was referring to. Ultimately, it ended up with a just mention of registered valuer or whether you are a member of registered valuer organization. So it is an annual bill anyway because it can be next year it can change also. So when this particular Corporate Law Amendment Bill comes into picture as an act after the consideration of the Select Committee, then we have to see what are the things. But apparently what we feel that we will be getting regulatory powers, like we were getting from the IBC. So in that case, what will happen is that the Act itself will repeal sections related to valuations. And if it is repealing or if it is having superpower over that existing provisions of the valuations, then we will be able to take care of the entire aspects of valuation, including the professional development, then registration, enrollment with the this one, modalities for enrollment, the way it is being enrolled with the frontline regulator and further. So then we will be, as a valuation authority, we will be getting the entire regulatory picture, like we are regulating the IBC profession, insolvency profession, likewise valuer profession we will be able to do. Till such time, I think it will be premature for me to say anything, but we are equipped at any point of time if any need arises. And of course, my registered valuer organizations, particularly some top five RVOs are also very good actually. They are, in fact, we had a committee in August last to reform under the IBC, and we made certain changes also. I think I can also tell you if time permits. I think I answered your question.
Yeah. Sir, thank you so much. From your answer now, we can sort of, make out that first is some of the RVOs are not up to the mark, and we'll have to, get our act together.
In fact, we had to take a stringent action against one RVO, and we have to suspend them for 2 years.
Okay.
That is also there in that order is also, it is not appreciable, but it has to happen.
Yeah.
Because being a frontline regulator, we expect that they should function properly. And if they don't function, then how they will be able to monitor their own members. So that it itself creates. So it is very harsh on our part, but we had to do that. Yeah. And it is there.
Understand, sir. Understand.
So such situation should not arise. That is what I just wanted to give a message here.
Yeah. And the second thing would be like we have to wait till the Corporate Laws Amendment Act bill becomes an act, and we have to see if the superseding power is vested into that act itself, then naturally that will supersede any other provisions in any other act. So we'll have to wait for that. Thank you, sir, for your reply.